5 bells. Stand by all stations.
Attention, all districts. A 5-alarm fire. 5 bells. Move in immediately.
That's it. Let's roll.
Let's go. Firefighters! Presenting Firefighters, the true-to-life story of our unsung heroes who stand ready to ride by day or night against our most murderous enemy, the demon of fire. In just a moment, we'll join Chief Cody, Tim, and the other brave men who are fighting one of the fiercest fires in the town's history. A fire that began in a furniture showroom at the edge of town, then spread into the tall, dry grass of a big field that adjoins the building. From the first, it's been a tough, losing fight because the long weeks of dry weather have made the rank undergrowth an easy prey for the runaway fire. Traveling beyond the reach of the hydrant lines, the men have had to turn to portable fire pumps, but all their efforts seem in vain as a wind suddenly rises, whipping the flames higher and carrying them toward the adjoining State Forest Preserve. Well, we'll join this epic fire adventure right after this important message. Let's go, firefighters. Let's go to the edge of town where Chief Cody, Tim, Gonigal, and the men of 3 engine companies are battling a giant grass fire that threatens to sweep out of control and spread to a nearby State Forest Preserve. It's been a rugged fight from the beginning. First, the fire extended beyond the reach of the hydrant hoses. Now, with their portable fire pumps going dry, a wind has sprung up, whipping the fire with increased fury throughout the dry grass, straight for the vast forest tract. With the odds against them getting greater every moment, Gonigal anxiously asked,
Chief, our water's running out. What are we going to do?
We're going to keep on fighting the fire.
Well, how, Chief?
With shovels. Men, you on the fire line, listen to me. We've got a tough one here. We're far beyond the limits of our hydrant line. Now our portable pumps are running dry. Now on top of that, we've got a wind. A deadly wind that's carrying the blaze straight for the forest preserve. But we're far from licked yet. There's more than one way of fighting a fire. Are you, Tim?
Yes, sir.
I want you to take every 3rd man on the fire line.
Right.
Go back to the trucks and break out all the shovels on every truck.
Yes, sir.
Then hike as fast as your legs can carry you to the other end of the field. And somehow get through the line of fire. Get between it and the forest preserve.
Well, it'll be tough, sir, but we'll find a way.
You've got to. And start digging a fire break. Turn up a band of fresh dirt that'll stop that fire.
Yes, sir. All right, come on, you guys. We're going to dig ditches.
On the double. Every 3rd man. The rest of us will stand our ground with the pump. Gonigal.
Yes, sir.
Get along the line. Redistribute the portable pumps that still have water.
Yes, sir. There's not much water left, sir, but it's our only weapon.
Oh, Gonigal, you're wrong. We got another weapon. It's a weapon every good fireman has. His will to fight on. And as long as we have that, we're a long way from being licked.
Minutes later, on the other side of the line of fire, we find Tim and a squadron of men frantically digging a fire break, which they hope will halt the deadly march of the flames toward the State Forest Preserve. As they dig, keeping an anxious eye on the advancing fire, Tim calls out to the men.
All right. I know this is tough. Tougher than anything we've been up against in a long time. But we got to keep digging. Never be able to stop it at this rate. We've got to keep working.
Hello, men. Who's in charge here?
Huh? Oh, hello. Guess I am.
Well, I'm Red Sampson, head forest ranger of the Forest Preserve over there.
Oh, glad to meet you, Rad. I'm Tim Collins.
Hi. Now, how's she look to you?
Bad. Plenty bad.
Isn't a chance of stopping her short of the forest, is there?
No, afraid not. Might have been without this wind, but now
I'm afraid of this. Been watching our preserve like a hawk these past weeks, praying for rain. When I saw that fire start across the field, I knew we were in for it.
How big is your preserve, Rad?
50 acres, and every tree is dry as tinder.
Oh.
I got my men doing the same thing as yours, digging a fire break, but it's pretty hopeless.
Yeah. Well, we can only keep her from reaching the forest until the wind drops. Maybe we can control her.
Drops? That wind won't die down for 24 hours. It's even getting stronger. Feel it?
Yeah. And the flame's almost onto us. Excuse me. Hey, men! Don't let the flames catch you! Keep digging, but don't get caught!
I'm going back to my headquarters shack. Phone for more help. This is really getting out of hand.
We need more firefighters, hundreds of them. Phone police headquarters, tell them to call out volunteers. This thing involves the whole community.
It's an hour later now. The fires run unchecked through the dry field. Leaping across the fire break, Tim and the men dug in a matter of seconds. It has leaped the fire break that the forest rangers were throwing up to, and now is licking hungrily at the first line of trees on the edge of the forest preserve. Chief Cody has withdrawn his men from the field and reformed them deep in the woods, stationed them along a half-mile front, much as a general would place his men in the field of battle. For this is war. War against man's most murderous enemy, the demon of uncontrolled fire. We find the chief, Tim, and Gonigal talking over the next step in their frantic fight with a forest fire.
Now, if we only had water.
Chief, I just happened to remember something.
Well, Gonigal?
Now, when I was a kid...
Now, look, this is not the time for childhood recollection.
No, wait, Chief. When I was a kid, I used to play in this woods. And I remember there used to be a pond somewhere around here.
Pond?
Yes, sir.
Where, Gonigal?
Well, it can't be far. It's off to the right, I think.
Well, get busy. Hunt it out. If it's still there, maybe we can have water.
I'm on my way, Chief. Wish me luck.
You'll need it. It's probably dried up by now. Oh, Tim.
Yes, sir.
Just in case Gonigal does find that pond, we'll need a hand billy.
Portable power pump?
Right. Take a half a dozen men and hightail it for the trucks.
Yes, sir.
Get both billies and plenty of 2.5-inch line. And get back fast.
Yes, sir.
We may be able to beat this blasted fire yet.
Gonigal's childhood memory of the pond in the wood proved to be more accurate than he had hoped. Within 100 yards of the spot where Chief Cody has set up headquarters to fight the great fire, Gonigal stumbles onto a small body of water, almost hidden by green scum and lily pads. In less than 10 minutes, the men of the engine companies have run a line to the pond and started up the 2 hand billies, the tough little portable gasoline pumps that can throw a powerful stream of water at 150 gallons per minute. Well, as the engines kick over and the water starts flowing, a cheer goes up from the men. And Gonigal...
Yippee! I knew I didn't spend my boyhood playing in the woods for nothing. Look, Chief, water.
Yeah, water. Mighty pretty sight seeing those streams cut the air.
Yes, sir. How much line did you and the men bring up, Gonigal?
500 feet.
Good. Men, carry the lines toward the fire as far as you can. Take stations among the trees and wet them down from top to bottom.
On the way back with the line, Chief, I ran into the forest ranger with a bunch of volunteers. They're working to the north. They're felling trees, making a fire break.
Yeah, Rad Sampson said he was calling for more help.
It'll take them half a day to cut enough trees to stop that fire. If this blamed wind would only die down.
Well, then you think, sir, our best defense is water.
That's the only way as I see it. If we can keep the trees in the path of the fire soaked down, I think we may be able to check her. Now go along with the rest of the men, Tim, and keep moving back and forth with those hoses.
Right, sir. We'll travel each way as far as the lines will let us and keep the trees dripping with water.
That's the stuff. Now hop to it.
Chief Cody.
Well, hello, Dooley. I thought you'd given up and gone home.
Oh, true fire buff never deserts a fire, sir. But I've been away long enough to get these.
Sandwiches.
And this.
Hot coffee. Dooley, you're a friend.
Only doing me duty, Chief. That's what a fire buff is for. To help the fire buddies every way we can.
The men are up the way there, wetting down the trees in the path of the fire. Go on up and pass out the grub. They'll be mighty grateful, I know.
Right, Chief. Coffee and sandwiches coming up.
Good old Dooley Dinkins, the fire buff, certainly knows how to please a tired and hungry smoke eater. They pitch into the food he distributes among them with great enthusiasm. But no sooner do they wash the last sandwich down with coffee than grave news arrives from the north, the upper side of the forest preserve, where Rad Sampson and the volunteers are fighting the fire. Rad himself, stumbling breathlessly up to Chief Cody and Tim, brings the word.
Tim! Tim!
Hello, Rad. What's up?
The fire. Up at the other end.
Yes, I'm Chief Cody, Rad.
Hello?
How are you men progressing up there?
Not good at all, Chief. We were felling trees to make a fire break. My men and the volunteers.
Yeah?
We thought we had it wide enough. But when the fire got up to us, she jumped right across.
Now I was afraid of it. This wind will carry flying embers 100 yards.
And that's just what happened. Burning branches flew across. Set the trees afire on the other side of our break.
Oh, that's bad.
And the really bad part of it is, there's a group of houses on the other side of the forest preserve. And now the fire's headed straight for them.
How far from the fire are the houses right now?
Maybe 500 yards.
500 yards. It'll be 500 feet in a matter of minutes with this wind carrying the fire. Come on, Tim. We've got to evacuate the people in those houses.
And still the great forest fire rages on, and now it threatens to sweep through a community of houses. To learn if the chief, Tim, and the forest ranger can act fast enough to prevent this new disaster, be sure to listen to the next thrilling episode of the Firefighters. In just a moment, Chief Cody will tell you, boys and girls, how you can help the firefighters in your own town. But first, here's a message you ought to hear. And now, here's Chief Bob Cody.
Hello, boys and girls. This time I want to give you 2 helpful little hints to remember if you ever get caught in a burning building. Number 1 is this. If you are in a room and suspect that there is fire outside, feel the door with your hand first before opening it. If it's warm to the touch, that tells you the fire is right outside, that it's dangerous to open the door, and that you'd better find another way out of the building. The other tip is to find your way to the exit. Get down on the floor and crawl toward the door. You can usually tell in what direction the door is by feeling the way the floorboards are laid. They're usually laid running the length of the room, and almost always there's a door or a window at the end of a room. Well, that's all for now. Will I drop in next time? So long.
Fire Chief Cody and the young rookie fireman Tim Collins will be back on the same station the next time you'll hear...
That's it. Let's roll!
Let's go! Firefighters! Firefighters is a copyrighted feature of William F. Holland Productions.